all of the techniques that we use to identify those DPRK workers can be used to identify insider threat.
The DPRK threat. These are North Korean IT workers that are actively being hired by largely Western cybersecurity and technology firms, ostensibly as a scheme to make money for the North Korean regime. Aside from that financial component, what are some other risks that you might enter into if you are a company that has hired a North Korean IT worker?
Well, it's almost a nightmare Hollywood scenario, right? That instead of just having a criminal organization or someone who slipped through the interview process, we're talking about a hostile state actor with the active goal to steal your company intellectual property, to siphon money back to a violent, hostile regime. And this person is able to fake their way through the process to get access to all of your systems. Because criminals compromise themselves through the process of setting up all of their schemes, we have access to that type of data for DPRK workers. We're able to see, just in looking at the malware records that your team finds and we ingest and parse, we can see that they like to use Astrill VPN. We can see that they use certain AI-enabled face switching software. We see that they use certain types of translation engines. We've even discovered how these DPRK workers will manage a team in order for them to be, quote unquote, the most productive member of the US company. But all of the techniques that we use to identify those DPRK workers can be used to identify insider threat. Insider threat doesn't have to be from North Korea. It can be a disgruntled employee who is operating multiple personas and is looking to do some of those same things, to take intellectual property and take resources away from that company. But an insider threat can also be unwitting. Someone who uses a home computer to log in to a company system, and perhaps there is another member of the family that's using that. Maybe they are participating in an online gaming forum, and through that process, they get malware infected. As a result of that, those company assets are exposed through no evil intent of the employee whatsoever. And I think it's important to recognize that insider threat can be malicious or not, and that you have to have the volume and recency of data to actually combat and mitigate that risk.